Hello, SpeedGaming. Welcome to a matchup of Group B, Group Brisket, Group Bracket, whatever you want to call it, between tstew14 and VeXtopher. Their first matchup in this group. My name is Dr. Earworm, and I'm joined today by Jeef. How you doing, Jeef?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Happy to be here. This is hoping for a real fun race with these two. I believe are both 1-1 in their group. This is the first time they've played each other, and it looks like they're off.
That's right, and the mode today is Tournament Hard Open. So pretty standard Open 7-7 with a couple of modifications. We're not going to see anything above Tempered Sword. We are going to see potential silver arrows, but the bows are non-progressive. So if they find those silver arrows, they're still going to have to find the bow. And some other safety limitations, no half magic, no mail upgrades, only one bottle. As we see tstew and VeXtopher both taking that uncle start.
Yep, just some hearts from the tier 1 tree pull there. And it looks like bombs will not be an issue for our runners early on this seed.
Yeah, and one of the only safeties they're going to really see today popping up in that secret passageway too, or rather on the uncle. That magic powder can come in handy at certain points, especially when you don't have access to a bunch of potions. tstew looking like maybe going to take those bombs and head straight into the front of escape, while VeXtopher saving quits to the sanctuary. Thinking about it, tstew?
Yeah.
And he decides to head on in.
So I believe it's, what, 5 bombs total to kill all the guards down here?
Something like that. That sounds right. So
yeah, he should be able to get through if he... I'm guessing he's practiced this, if he's willing to...
Yeah, I don't know. I think tstew might be okay at this video game.
Yeah,
sure.
he might have played once or twice before.
And this being one of the few non-key sanity modes in this tournament, all these front of escape checks are in logic, as is the forest drop down, which has given VeXtopher a weapon. We got that early hammer, which is always a relief.
Yeah, it's always nice being able to defend yourself as you're walking around here. And actually does put magic bat into logic, which is an unusual sight at less than 3 minutes in.
Yeah, and kind of an obnoxious check, which is nice to be able to get out of the way on this first trip through Kakariko. tstew showing the hold the bomb and get the guard to follow you strat in that room, which is very reliable if you can afford the hit.
Yeah, nicely done by tstew there, taking out all those guards. Meanwhile, VeXtopher showing us what's in Blind's hut, and all I saw was a bunch of junk and a bloomerang.
So this group currently, if you're going off of, so one of the members of our community, Structural Mike, has created a spreadsheet with group predictions, and one of the metrics that he's included in that spreadsheet is chaos factor. The chaos factor in this group is extremely high. We have, let me double check. I believe it's a 2-1. Yeah, we have a 2-1 record, a 1-1. These tstew and Vex both at a 1-1 record, and fourth member of the group at a 1-2 record. So this could really go either way. It's great to get this match featured on Restream.
Yeah, definitely still a lot of possibilities in this group as we're heading into our final week of the group stages here. I think that was a whole lot of nothing in the well, but at least was enough money to get some bombs from the bottle vendor there.
Yeah, Stack of Rico, this is not. We are seeing a pretty boring early game. And although plenty of bombs by the time we're getting out of there. So that hammer hitbox makes Mini Moldarm Cave a little sketchy. but with plenty of bombs, I'm sure Vex and tstew will have no qualms about heading down there. As tstew showing us the 20 rupees on the crab drop, which will be helpful to farm a little extra money.
And the boots in the back of the tavern, so hoping this will be a quick seed.
Game is fun again. Hooray. And just like you were mentioning, we're seeing a very early trip to the Magic Bat's well here. And were the hints pointing to anything? Nope. Shocker. Nothing important on the Magic Bot.
Never seen that before.
I mean, you can't not do it, right? When your first two progression items are the powder and the hammer, but also not surprised to see nothing useful there.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, it can be an easy check to orphans, so it's nice just to get that out of the way. And, a bottle here in the library, so that'll be the only bottle that our runners are able to pick up. Rather, our runners are only able to hold one bottle, that is.
That's right, and I'm interested to see if VeXtopher turns straight around and turns that bottle into the sick kid. With a sword on the race game. So, the south end of Kakariko coming through a little bit, even though the north end has given us only a lamp and a boomerang, which I guess is nice early on. tstew gambling a little bit with no bombs here, dropping straight into the well and hoping for some. I don't remember if Vex found any in there. He did not. Okay, well. Fortunately for tstew, we know there wasn't anything of importance back there. But it might be on his mind, maybe not. I guess we're about to find out. Nope, it was on his mind.
That's the kind of thing you probably don't want hanging over your head, the whole seed.
Yeah, and sure enough, VeXtopher turning right around, going to turn in this bottle, and unless it's a flute, going to immediately save and quit. Or not going to immediately save and quit. Where's VeXtopher headed? Interesting.
I'm going to look at the Lumberjack, maybe?
Yeah, I think choosing to run back to Bonkrocks and Lumberjack rather than save and quit to the Sanctuary. It's probably a wash with the boots. Hey, Jeef, you know what that does? You know what that puts in logic?
Our favorite wizard at the top of the tower.
Yes. We're not going to see either runner thinking about that too hard yet, right? Without a Moon Pearl, we do have the hammer. So if we do find this Moon Pearl, we can at least get to South Dark World through Aga if we get that. If we get through that way, if we see a Hookshot show up, suddenly Aga's going to start looking real appealing as soon as we have a Moon Pearl.
Yeah, I agree with that. Did not catch the map check at all. Hopefully Vex will show us one. Actually, our tracker caught it. Looks like both Desert Palace and Tower of Hera were pendants. But yeah, like you were saying, don't expect either of our runners to necessarily rush straight to Aga, especially without a Moon Pearl. I would expect Vex will go through, do the South Shore, choosing to pick up this piece of heart because this is the tournament hard mode, so only a small handful of heart containers and the rest of our health is going to be coming from those heart pieces.
Yeah, and chat bringing up an interesting point, which is that we found Aga access, the final piece of our Aga access puzzle in Bonkrocks, but then Vex choosing not to scout Lumberjack, which is a decision. Maybe he figures he'll just probably do Aga anyway and then just check it blind, but I guess we'll see.
Well, flippers are nice. being down in the South Shore area, but we are quite a ways away from Zora money, so we'll see if Vex decides to do some of the flipper checks while he's down here and maybe just orphan Zora for the moment. With the seed being this stingy on money, I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see check up to Waterfall Cave and then pass on Zora for the moment.
Yeah, it could be. And we are confirming we've got Crystal Eastern and pendants on Desert, bad pendants on Desert and Hera. And let's see, Vex is setting up the water walk here, so but deciding not to use it. Interesting. Maybe he forgot he had the flippers, or yeah, we'll see. Never mind, I'm bad at the video game. You can jump in there and then trigger them down there. That's new to me. Today I learned.
Yeah, I think it's called storing water walk, but I don't actually know how it's done. But Vex showing us that it can be done. And
yeah, I knew it was possible with fake flippers. I guess it just never clicked for me that you could still store it if you had real flippers. That makes sense. You get a nice quick hobo check, knock it out of the way. Don't have to worry about it later. And the Cane of Samaria on the hobo. We don't know for sure if that's necessary yet. Actually, we do know for sure if that's necessary, because we have 2 pendants already in the light world. That will be a required item.
Yeah, at least one of Mire and Turtle Rock is going to be required today for sure.
We are running out of places for our Moon Pearl to be, however. Well, maybe the Moon Pearl's on the pyramid? The dream?
Yeah, I think that's close to the only hope for Aga at this point. We have, just short of the Moon Pearl, we have Dark World access. And I think that was a Moon Pearl sitting there on the Zora ledge.
It must have been, because I'm sure Vex knows he doesn't have enough money for King Zora here. Chat confirming that was the Moon Pearl, so let's see where VeXtopher takes this save and quit.
Yeah, and I didn't see if tstew checked the Lumberjack either. So that would be, at this point, I think the only way Aga could be required is if there's something on that Lumberjack.
I imagine we'll get one from Vex. No, still no check from VeXtopher here.
Back escape. Quick and easy, 3 checks.
Yeah, and for folks who are just joining us, the only real difference we have between Vex and tstew here, the gap you're seeing between the two of them, is tstew checked the front of escape, Vex did not.
Vex looks like he's electing to start off in Hype Cave, and imagine he'll work his way up from there. Giving us a map check, it looks like Green Pendant Ice Palace, Red Crystal at Skull Woods, and Misery Mire.
So we will need an ice rod today. And classic video game, right after you head up to Zora area, you get all the money you need to pay off King Zora. With a Bombos medallion as well in the back of Hype Cave there.
Yep, and the small magic pot is the replacement for half magic in this seed, being tournament hard mode. No half magic, but just a little magic pot for consolation.
It makes me so sad. It's not a consolation. It's rubbing salt in the wound. I love half magic. Why'd you take it from me?
Yeah, I feel that too, but well, in some small situations, it may be nice to have just enough magic for a red cane here and there or something like that, but not today.
All right, and tstew picking up his Moon Pearl. And we'll see if we get some divergence here, or if tstew also takes the back of escape into South Dark World, or maybe we are going to get a Lumberjack check into saving the old man. And oh, that's right, tstew still had Bonk Rocks, so tstew will almost certainly check Lumberjack now, knowing that he has... Nope, never mind. tstew, or Lumberjack remains a mystery for now.
Yeah, I guess both runners just having better things to do with the back of escape still available.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, probably putting it off until a... Well, no, I thought Vex might be hitting there now. You know, when you're climbing the mountain the old-fashioned way, saving the old man, that's a good time to loop it in, especially with those boots. It's pretty quick, but I guess both runners just deciding not today.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see it when we decide to go up the mountain, but as it stands right now, without a mirror or a hookshot, there's not a whole lot to do up there at the moment. And tstew showing us Starkcross, which is not anything interesting today.
Yeah, and you know, with the Lumberjack, you could be thinking to yourself, well, you know, when I have more stuff to do on the mountain, I'll check it on my way up there. But what if you find the flute, right? If you find the flute, you just never check it.
Yeah, and when has never checking Lumberjack ever come back to bite anyone?
But fortunately for the entertainment value of this race, neither runner has that knowledge advantage over the other. So if it does come into play, it will likely come into play in a way that affects both runners equally.
Yeah, good point. So, what all do we have here? We can go into Thieves Town, and looks like that's going to be the play for VeXtopher here. But yeah, it feels like there's going to be something else coming up soon, because we're starting to dwindle on our number of checks available in the Dark World here.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy decision to make. Thieves Town being a crystal, and you already have the hammer, so you're not worried about isolating anything. You know, you have the boots, it's quick. You have a sword, so blind is free. This is, you know, just clear out a crystal dungeon while you think about what you're going to do next.
Yeah, Vex showing us that they know their ABCs. Always beat Crystal Dungeon. If you can full clear them, then that's what you should be doing.
And not that either of these runners are worried about it, but they also even have that powder, which I always love to have in this dungeon because I get hit by things, and there's lots of anti-fairies to make me feel safe.
Yeah, having that powder does add that sense of security, especially coming in here at 6 hearts on Greenvale. I've certainly died my fair share of times in that kind of situation.
And tstew does decide to pick up that red boomerang. Some of the only diversions we've seen so far this race. Let's see how that plays out. I'm not going to say which one I think is better because I don't want to start that level of debate, but I'm sure chat will anyway.
it's the kind of debate that's appropriate, mostly for Twitch chat.
And nothing super interesting in Thieves Town yet. Of course, it's a crystal. You have the hammer. It's an easy decision to come in here, so of course there's nothing in here. That's just how this game works.
Yep, and we are seeing... Oh, tstew finding a skull under a bush there. Looks like he is going to be retracing VeXtopher's steps. Clearing out the village of outcasts and then going into Thieves Town, most likely. Yeah, not a whole lot of divergence thus far.
Yeah, really the only difference between these two runners remains that handful of minutes that tstew spent checking in front of escape, which honestly at this point, VeXtopher is unlikely to give back. It's possible, but there's enough stuff to do that is not going to be front of mind for Vex. And if he does decide to do it, he has a hammer, so he'll get through it a little faster than tstew was able to with the bombs.
We see VeXtopher walking into the blind fight here, setting up the script. So for anyone who maybe doesn't know, the blind fight starts off the same way every time, as long as you're coming here the very first time with the maiden, and if you play it out right, the fight will look pretty much the same every single time. And getting a book off the blind there gives us a little bit of something to do. It's always nice to have that before going up to the mountain or turning in purple chest, heading over to that bombos area, just to be able to knock a couple things out of the way a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, if you're gonna have the book, it's nice to have it early, that's for sure. Right, and VeXtopher taking a trip into Skull Woods here. You know, your sort of time investment. I was hearing someone comment yesterday, and he's in chat, so sorry, Vortex, but I'm stealing this insight from you. In this tournament, your sort of time investment calculations can get miscalibrated, right? Because you know, in this mode, Skull Woods only has 2 items in it. But in about half the modes in this tournament, Skull Woods has 8 items in it, and 6 checks that are available without the fire rod, 5 without the fire rod, and the big key. So, you know, do you dip Skull Woods? Are you someone who just always dips Skull Woods because you believe in Skull Woods? Are you someone who always avoids Skull Woods? Those decisions get not harder, but it is easier for your brain to sort of have to reset to remember, oh yeah, there's only 2 things in here. What am I doing?
Yeah, that is a good point. I'm personally not much of a runner myself, but when I do decide to play a seed, it's just a little bit of extra, mental calculation or juggling to even remember what seed you're playing. So yeah, we're seeing not a whole lot in the front of Skullwoods, just 20 rupees, and VeXtopher deciding to bail out. Well, I guess it doesn't have much else to do without the fire rod here.
And that would have been another good time to check Lumberjack if we had the mirror. So our opportunities for routing in a decent Lumberjack check are have essentially dwindled to very few. Essentially, we would need to find mirror or Hookshot and or mitts before we find the flute to have much likelihood of seeing that check.
Yeah, VeXtopher running over to Catfish while tstew nicely takes that blind and gets his book and his first crystal.
This is the point in the seed where it starts to be less obvious what the next right move is, so we may start to see our sort of first major divergence here.
Yeah, we're still looking for quite a few things here. And they're just not turning up yet.
And I'm wrong again. No divergence. tstew following Vex right into Skull Woods. You know, this is a good play. You've already cleared that South Dark World area. You don't have a mirror yet, so you don't have the sort of siren song of Cave 45 cleanup. Also, VeXtopher making this Pyramid Ledge check without the mirror makes it even less likely that he's ever going to get baited into doing the front of escape.
Yeah, not a whole lot left over in that area anymore.
Unless, of course, there's something we need on Lumberjack. And then Vex may do it when he's on his way to Aga. So, we'll see.
We haven't seen Saha's Closet at all yet from either runner. Looks like Vex is about to show us that now.
Yeah, when you have other places to go, right, it makes a lot of sense to put this off with the hopes of finding a bow and or a mirror that you can maybe route pod and Eastern together, or at least be able to complete one or both dungeons on your first trip over here. But we'll see if Vex decides to dip.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else these runners have available, and there's...
This is going to be a front of pod check from Vex.
Yeah.
And if he finds a mirror, maybe he dips into Eastern, and if not, it's going to be save and quit.
Yes, between pod, Eastern, and a couple items up on the mountain.
tstew,
we have much else.
Yeah, you're right, and tstew potentially saving a minute and a half, 2 minutes or so on Vex by bailing on Catfish and Pyramid Ledge, which we know had nothing. This might be it. tstew, are you going to check Lumberjack on your way up the mountain? You're going to leave us in suspense? He's not checking it. Okay, well, Lumberjack doesn't exist, tstew says.
Suspense continues as we see what really seems like our first real divergence in the seed. And we are not bow-locked in Palace of Darkness.
tstew, if you're watching this later on YouTube, I just want you to know chat is baffled. I have faith in you. I want you to know I'm the good guy. But chat is really wondering why you didn't just check Lumberjack right there. Also, if you did check it, if they did check it earlier and we just all missed it, apologies, but pretty sure we didn't. Well, it's not going to be an ice rod hunt today. That's always fun.
Yeah, and VeXtopher, I think with the key layout of pod here, yeah, not having any more small keys, I think we are bow locked from going any further. Didn't see if he... Oh, he did. Okay, he picked up a green potion, so he's going to do the potion unlock here.
But also picked up a small magic refill that dropped from the jelly, so having to deal with that, but no worries. tstew gonna do the 2 hearts cape spike cape here. He does have that green potion. So you can actually, these torches, the tiles right behind the torches don't actually have spikes on them. So you can stand there and drink a potion if you make it to it. But tstew, please. Okay, perfect.
Ooh. I trust tstew had it all along, but my heart skipped a beat there. Well, VeXtopher looks like trying to set up a rail clip here, but not quite able to find it.
Yeah, that one, I don't want to say it's tricky because I'm sure people in chat will say it's free, but I've never been able to figure out when it's going to work and when it won't.
Yeah, deciding to bail on that, and yeah, having a hard time with the crystal switches there.
There it goes, pod clip. Meanwhile, we are seeing that pendant desert dive on tstew's side. We've got the boots, we've got a fire source, we've got the book. This is a capital P play. If there's something in here, who knows how long it takes Vex to get over here.
Yeah, well, not having a bow, I can certainly see why tstew deciding to put off the pod eastern area. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out for them. So I don't think VeXtopher has found anything of interest here in pod so far. Alright, well that is something. Mitts in the big chest of pod.
Yeah, without a mirror or hookshot, that doesn't do a ton. We don't have a flute, so we can't get to Mire area. We could go straight into Ice Palace. But Vex is also going to head straight into the desert, it looks like. Which appears to be not the answer, because tstew bailed.
Yeah, and Nagina, not the answer either.
The pool of checks that aren't Lumberjack is rapidly dwindling.
This is true.
We have Bolus Eastern and Ice Palace.
Yeah, Ice Palace, with that Bombos medallion, we can get in, and it looks like we would be able to full clear, and that is... Oh, wait. Ice Palace is a pendant. It is a green pendant, but...
Yeah, so you get...
Everyone's favorite place to go.
You get 4 checks total out of it, but tstew just went into Saha's closet, so he's not going to be in any rush to get back there to hand it in. tstew looks like... is this going to be an Eastern dip, or this is going to be an Eastern dip?
Yeah, so we get to see about up to 3 new checks in Eastern. Assuming none are locked behind the bow.
Yeah, and of course, we have some speculation happening already about Ped, which, depending on the key layout of Ice Palace, is only locked behind either the Hookshot or the Mirror to get that 3rd pendant off of Tower of Hera.
Yeah, and Desert Palace I saw was nothing but money. Eastern Palace, so far we've seen 2 checks and nothing but money.
Also, yeah, chat pointing out that those mitts, which were in Pod Big Chest, are locked by the bow.
Oh, yes, right.
So it's basically Eastern Palace or Lumberjack.
Vex still keeping the suspense up, not running over to the west to check Lumberjack. With the mitts deciding to get the check he can actually get right now.
Nothing in King's Tomb. Vex, are you going to show us Lumberjack?
Alright, the moment of truth here. And Lumberjack is a disappointment.
I am legitimately shocked.
So that means tstew is about to open up the Mirror. Well, that gives us some things to do.
Well, you know what that just did? Well, no, it didn't, actually. I was about to say just put Ped in logic, but Ped's still locked behind the bow to get the mitts for Ice Palace. tstew and Vex, I would like to apologize on behalf of myself and chat that we gave you so much crap for not checking for those 300 rupees on Lumberjack. You knew it was nothing, we didn't. That's why you're being featured on Restream, and we're not.
Yep, you were right all along. So we see our runners giving a little bit of a high five up here on Death Mountain, but VeXtopher not yet having the Mirror. Gonna be railroaded into Eastern Palace here pretty quickly. I think chat pointing out Zora is still 1 check in logic before that Mirror. And Vex picking up the Ice Rod. Not gonna have an Ice Rod hunt on our hands today for anyone. Yeah, tstew just making progress into Hera. It is a pendant, but it's one of the quickest, if not the quickest, dungeon to do, and worth doing for a couple checks. Finds just a fighter shield in the chest there. Ooh, and Vex not quite making it all the way through Spike Cave.
Yeah, and again, we know that he's not leaving anything behind in there, but that might be on the back of his mind now.
Oh, and Vex, yeah, not having done Front of Escape. Makes total sense to go in there, check it out now.
Yep, finally gets baited into it, which, unfortunate for him, right? Because this was essentially the lead that he had been holding on to.
Yep.
And is going to go ahead and give this time back now as tstew pulls a pendant and a small key off of Moldorm.
Not what you love to see. And tstew, yep, looks like going back in for Hera basement.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so little left, right? Like,
yeah, oh, tstew has not found the myths yet in Palace of Darkness, which are locked behind that bow, so...
which is good news for him, right? Because it's possible those myths will lead Vex astray. Meanwhile, if tstew pulls the bow out of the basement here, he gets to full clear Pod and Eastern on the first trip. Well, I guess he already dipped Eastern, so never mind. But with that mirror and that hammer, we are going to get to see tstew head to East Death Mountain after this. So interesting to see the Hera basement play first. It is kind of a pain to get back to it, especially if you don't want to isolate Spike Cave. Just $50.
Yeah, so not really a good rate of return for the time spent to get in there, just 50 rupees. And floating island today, just 20 rupees.
Yeah, that Hera basement it's a peace of mind check, though, right? You already have the book. You've already done Spike Cave. You know you're just never coming back up the mountain until you find those myths.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chat pointing out, meanwhile, the mountain is a lot more valuable for Vex right now with those myths and access to East Death Mountain and Dark Death Mountain and a mirror. So, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, Vex does not have the mirror yet. Yeah, but possible that Vex doesn't make the decision to clear out Hera basement with so many more checks available on the right side of the mountain once he does get that mirror.
Yeah, and we have a fire rod there in Paradox Cave. That is definitely required for this seed. And there's our bow.
All right, so now it's an easy decision for tstew, right? You go full clear
Yep.
pod, you clean up Eastern. He's going to get his mitts. That will be in logic. So we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, so for go mode, tstew will be looking, after getting the mitts, be looking for a flute, possibly a medallion, and a hookshot.
Yeah, that hookshot going to be hard required. Even if you are a hoverer, Swamp Palace cannot be hovered.
Yep. Oh, and one more sword at least, which hopefully will just be on the way somewhere.
Yeah, sword go mode isn't real. It can't hurt you. It can be real, and it can hurt you.
Spoken like someone who's been hurt by sword go mode before.
I don't like to talk about it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Looks like Vex here will be, yep, going up the mountain and, oh no, doesn't have the mirror.
Right, but does have that potion refill, full magic, and a couple more hearts, so can clean up Spike Cave.
Yeah. Yeah, choosing to clean up Spike Cave before going into Bowless Eastern. Yeah, unfortunately, it does seem like the mirror is hard locking that bow up on Death Mountain. And VeXtopher just deciding to put that off for a while.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that as you know, again, chat pointing out, right, that 2 minute difference that we were seeing is only going to stretch the longer Vix puts off that Bowless Eastern dip, and it looks like that is hopefully where he's headed right now.
Yeah, this looks like that play, and that'll get him back on track, get the mirror, and probably send him up the mountain again pretty quickly. Although, with Mitts and mirror, they'll have a few things open to him. We'll see if see what they decide to do.
Yeah, you could dive Hookless Swamp. It's not really recommended at this point, but it is an option.
Yeah, after putting off Eastern for so long, could be feeling behind, maybe decide to make a gamble.
He does have those mitts, though. I feel like Mirror has to pull him straight back to the mountain.
Yeah, that is true. Having the mitts will open up Dark Death Mountain. Although without the hookshot, I'm not sure if Vex is a hover or not, but
well,
it does make sense.
True. Yeah. Still, though, you have all of East Death Mountain. And then you have those 3 checks in Super Bunny and the first bonkable check in Hookshot Cave. It's still the densest play he has.
Yeah, agreed. So, yeah, while these runners are just kind of retracing each other's steps, just to take a moment to remind everyone, if you're enjoying the stream, please do give our runners a follow. tstew and VeXtopher, both really excellent players, as we're seeing here. And yeah, SpeedGaming, give us a follow here on SpeedGaming if you like what you're seeing and you're interested in more Link to the Past randomizer, or I know SpeedGaming does all sorts of speed gaming not related to Link to the Past. So yeah, awesome community all around.
And we're going to get our first look at Helma from tstew coming up here pretty quick. Only having 1 small key left after having cleared out the back. No need to check the vanilla big key chest. No need to check Harmless Hellway. Both guaranteed small keys.
So yeah, when tstew finishes here, let's see, feels like he will have a lot open to him with those mitts now.
Yeah, Mountain is the easy decision here. That mirror opens up so many checks for him up here. And you know, I'm sure he knows that his mitts are bow locked. And as soon as he pulls the bow out of Paradox Cave, he knows he'll be back. He'll know he's back in Logic.
Yep. Meanwhile, VeXtopher taking that mirror, heading straight up the mountain. Looks like he is going to go into Hera, and pull the bow out of Paradox Cave shortly.
Yeah, when you don't have the hookshot and you have to climb the mountain this way anyway, Hera becomes almost an overworld check. But it'll be interesting to see if he continues beyond the lobby. You maybe climb and nope, he's done.
Nope. So, making up a little bit of time there, assuming VeXtopher never goes back into Hera.
Also assuming there's nothing on ped.
Assuming there's nothing on ped.
And that is a tough death from tstew. That is going to give VeXtopher some time back as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that one stings. They call it hard mode for a reason. What is that? I can't count. 8 hearts, green mail, fighter sword. These fights are not free.
Yeah, that's a tough death. It's a long run back to that boss.
Yeah. Never feels good to see someone take a death like that, but for viewer purposes, it does pull the seed back into a little bit of a closer race.
Yeah, absolutely. The lead is definitely still tstew's at this point, but that cuts into it for sure. VeXtopher's going to pull his bow, show us what's in Super Bunny, and the first bonkable chest of Hookshot Cave, and maybe, just maybe, show us the inside of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, or at the very least, show us what medallion we need to get in there.
I mean, if it's Bombos, you just clear it, right? You have the hammer, you have both rods.
Yeah, no reason not to, except having the fighter sword, but... I think if you're in this position, in this kind of race, it's definitely a play you gotta make.
I mean, if it's Bombos to open Turtle Rock, and Vex pulls the hook shot out of Turtle Rock, that's going to be a lead change.
Yeah, that would blow the seat open for VeXtopher. Meanwhile, tstew, round 2 versus Helmosaur. tstew comes out on top.
Maybe not exactly a lead change because tstew is probably headed straight back up the mountain next, and it is Bombos.
Yep, and can Flute be on pedestal at this point? I believe, to answer that question in chat, I believe so. So Ped is on life support, but not quite dead yet. I suppose it could also be a medallion to get into Mire.
Yeah, no half magic, fighter sword, and I don't believe Vex has anything in his bottles. Maybe he didn't spend it on his way to through Spike Cave, but certainly a trickier fight. Something both these runners are very capable of. But as we just saw on Helmosaur, anything can happen. Those bosses can move away you're not expecting. You get booped, and suddenly you're running back.
Yeah, and with only having a fighter sword, I would expect to see Hammer Trinex.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know if you can damage Trinex with a fighter sword.
I believe fighter sword spins will do master sword damage, but he would run out of magic.
Yeah, right. There is our Ether Medallion, so reducing our chances, or increasing our chances rather, we'll be able to get into Mire when we eventually get that flute. Stu walking into the Armos fight, showing us a quick kill setup here. Oh, but not quite getting the quick kill setup. But making quick work of Armos nonetheless.
Yeah, nice recovery. Only lost a couple seconds there, and didn't even waste any arrows.
And oh, did Vex die to these chain chomps here? I couldn't tell if it was a mirror out or if it was a death.
Must have gotten booped.
Yeah. So tstew looks like heading over to Kakariko, presumably maybe looking to do Smith Chain or maybe wrap up Skull Woods. Yeah, finishing up Skull Woods here with the Fire Rod, and I believe there was still one more item left to be found in Skull Woods, so it's required. Might as well go kill Mothula, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get to see a ped check while we're in the area.
I didn't forget to plug my laptop in. What are you talking about? I didn't miss anything. Hello, welcome back. How are you?
Hi, welcome back. Great. Glad to have you. We have tstew, yeah, just coming up here into Skull Woods after clearing out Eastern Palace, so deciding to put off the mountain a little bit. Which makes sense, having already cleared out the Light World side. And VeXtopher, remembering that Mimic Cave is a thing.
Better to remember now than after you get dumped back out the front entrance after, well, oh no, maybe it would have been better to forget it. VeXtopher pulling what was probably a bottle out of that, or I think maybe what had to be a bottle out of that Mimic Cave chest.
Yeah, that's right. 3 bottles and 1 sword and maybe a couple mail upgrades. I believe are all replaced with blue rupees. Don't quote me on that, but I believe you're right. That's what we saw there.
All right, and tstew taking a commanding crystal lead. Has wrapped up 4 crystals already.
Yep, and gonna give us a look at what is on the pedestal. Oh, well, probably not gonna go pick that up, but it is a rare item, being one of the full heart containers in this tournament hard mode. But yeah, with that, Ped is officially dead. So sorry, chat.
VeXtopher says, I am 1 laser boop away from getting sent back to the TR East entrance again. No thank you. I will take the safety door.
And Laser Bridge is a whole lot of nothing. So we'll see. I believe Trinex will have the last item.
Yeah, and although Pedestal is dead, that does not mean that Hookshot can't still be in Ice Palace. There's plenty of places where it could be.
Yeah, very true. Just because Pedestal is dead does not mean our pendant dungeons are dead.
VeXtopher getting bullied by that Pokey a little bit. I don't think I've ever seen him wiggle his way out through there. That was a little rough.
Yeah, managed to make it out without taking damage, so... VeXtopher will need every little edge they can get. Trinex, no half magic, hammer strats. Missing a couple shots there. Taking down that first head nicely.
Ooh. Magic is... Oh, no, he has a pot. Never mind.
Okay.
He's totally fine. I was about to say magic could become an issue here, but he is unlikely to need to have any trouble.
Yeah. Didn't see him pick up that blue potion. With that in hand...
I think he got it on his way back up to Spike Cave. He just didn't end up having to spend it.
Ah, okay. So, tstew finding a mushroom there in hammer pegs.
Speaking of visits to the witch's hut.
Yeah. See if they decide to pick up a potion while they're over in the area. And VeXtopher nicely taking out Trinex. Claiming just $100 and the second crystal at just over an hour into the seed. So yeah, we'll see. VeXtopher has the rest of Dark Death Mountain to finish up, or at least what they can. Gonna miss a few checks here in Hookshot Cave. Plus, of course, it is Hookshot in this first chest here, which is a possibility. I have seen it happen, I think, in a tournament race just a couple days ago.
Not today, though. And is Vex going for the hover? Looks like he is.
Just giving it a good old college try and bailing out.
I like that. Give it a shot. Maybe you make it. It's always good to practice in a tournament setting when the nerves are different. Give it one try and then bail. You only lose a couple seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple pieces of heart in Super Bunny and a bundle of arrows on the purple chest.
I am shocked that there was nothing on Smith Chain. Shocked, I tell you.
Well, wipe that shock off your face and be shocked that there's nothing on Bumbo's tablet either. Oh, VeXtopher decided to go back in for Hookshot Cave. Oh,
Yeah, chat
one.
pointing out if you were able to pull the flute out of there, that would be pretty huge. Save yourself a trip back up the mountain. But not worth investing a ton of time. And we are going to see the Ice Palace dip from tstew here. He's got the Canis Maria, so pretty quick to just clear out everything in here. 3 items available in here, and if he decides to kill Cold Stare, a 4th on the green pendant turn in.
Yep, not quite getting that bomb set up on these gators here, but...
Ooh, he got robbed on that second one. The
Yeah.
altitude value.
But does manage to pick it up and claim a map as the reward. And we'll see tstew going to hit this crystal switch up here. So if they do the icebreaker, then I always get confused about the logic of it, but basically if you hit the switch, you're pretty much in good shape. I think having Canis Samaria makes it... Well, never mind.
Yeah, it's more relevant in keys modes, because if you come in here without the big key, you absolutely have to hit the switch if you're planning to defeat Cold Stare.
Okay. And there is the big key, speaking of. Meanwhile, VeXtopher takes out Mothula and is rewarded with the... what is that? Their third Crystal of the Seed at an hour and 5 minutes in.
And someone who is, well, there's the flute.
There's our flute.
But someone who is more versed in Ice Palace key logic than I am can tell us if that flute was hookshot locked or not. Yeah, chat confirming it was not hookshot locked because the big key was vanilla and we had a small key on the left. So not hookshot locked, I believe. Yeah, confirming. Flute is not hookshot locked, so the hookshot can be behind the flute.
Yeah, and that is good information for our runners because the hookshot will most likely be our go mode unless it is Quake to get into Mire. And not counting a sword because, you know, who needs a sword?
I was about to say the sword go mode. Dream is still alive.
Yeah, races have been decided by Master Sword locations. And yeah, tstew deciding to keep going in Ice Palace here. I haven't been keeping track of the item count, but...
I believe that was 3, but at this point you just knock out Cold Stare and grab the green pendant.
Right, it is the green pendant, so there is that too.
And with Ice Palace not being hookshot locked, the hookshot could absolutely be on the green pendant turn in.
Yeah, we see... I don't know if tstew has a potion. Oh,
that
taking a death on Cold Stare.
Yeah, missing that first sword spin increases the chaos of that fight substantially.
Yeah, not being able to get those puffs into the corner and get some good ice or fire rod shots in makes it a tough one.
Yeah, and that's causing some tilt. tstew not sure where he wants to go at this point. Super relatable.
Yeah. Hopefully for tstew, that green pendant turn-in won't turn out to be anything relevant. But, yep, running over here to activate his flute, and then imagine we'll be immediate trip over to the Mire area.
Yeah, I mean, this is the density play anyway. You're only really killing Cold Stare as insurance. The sort of obvious direction the seed is pointing you at this point is following that flute, so.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, but also, yeah, chat pointing out, tstew has not been to Turtle Rock yet, so he does not have Ether. It's possible he can't get into Mire yet.
Yeah, we'll find out here in just a moment. Gonna give us a quick look into the Mire shed.
Meanwhile, Meanwhile, VeXtopher is closing that crystal gap, grabbing the crystal off of Armos, and heading straight back in to clean up Pod. And Meyer is Bombos. That is huge for tstew. That was definitely one of Vex's outs. That Ether Medallion entry into Meyer would have been a major out for Vex at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Assuming, yeah, could save tstew a trip up the mountain if Hookshot turns out to be somewhere down here, either in Meyer or, dare I say, the front of the Swamp Palace.
I mean, it has to be, right? It's either that or Green Pendant turn in.
Yeah. Yeah, when I can't think of any other checks off the top of my head.
Although, you know, speaking of what we were discussing earlier, right? I've been playing so much Keysanity lately, I was thinking, yeah, Meyer's a great place to go. It has 8 checks in it. No, it doesn't. We have 2 items available in Meyer right now. But it is a crystal. We got to finish it anyway, so it makes sense to head straight here.
Yeah, absolutely. Always beat Crystal Dungeon. So yeah, the difference between our runners right now, VeXtopher needs to finish up Pod, and we'll need to get into Ice Palace to pick up that flute. Does have the Turtle Rock Clear ahead of tstew, but tstew... feeling like tstew is in the lead at the moment. And we'll be able to pick up how many crystals? This will be tstew's 5th crystal here in Meyer. Just looking for that hookshot.
Yeah, with that TR clear, this is actually going to put Vex in the lead on the crystal count. I said tstew. I think I said tstew. I meant Vex.
Yeah, you're correct. This will be 5th crystal for VeXtopher. But I don't know, haven't been following closely to know what else VeXtopher might have to do, besides Ice Palace, which we know is where the flute is hiding. And it does look like Vex is heading into Ice Palace here, so we'll be picking up the flute shortly.
Yeah, this will be good for Vex. He put off that Pendant Eastern Dive for so long. There might be that thought process of, okay, this is one of those seeds where Pendant Dungeons are required. And as chat pointing out, he just, you know, the only other stuff he really has is, what, Smith Chain? That's about it.
And tstew has found all 3 small keys, I believe. I haven't been paying attention, but I think they still have at least 1 item left, heading over to the right side here. Did pick up the big key in the cutscene chest.
Yeah, it looks like he must have picked up all 3, given his key count and the doors he's opened. All right, so nothing in Meyer so far. We're going to head back to Vidi, and I believe the last item is on Vitreous.
Yeah, I only saw that 1 piece of heart in the big chest, and we are going to be looking at a Fighter Sword. Well, we have Bow. Fighter Sword, Bow, Vitreous. Which I don't think is anyone's favorite boss. And VeXtopher clearing his way over will pick up his flute here. I believe it was in this chest. And yep, is going to go ahead and continue in the dungeon. Getting bullied by that anti-fairy a little bit. And tstew showing us some bomb strats just to soften up these little eyeballs. I believe he came in with 8 bombs, which is gets him softened up enough to be able to finish him off either with fighter sword spins or arrows, although only having 15 arrows. Yeah, electing to do fighter sword spins here. And VeXtopher decided to bail out, I think after finding all 3 items, I'm guessing? I didn't see. But certainly not going ahead and killing Cold Stare, so if the green pendant does turn out to be anything, both of our runners will be going back in there. tstew, be careful.
That lightning strike came really far out. That's generally a safe place to stand. It just came right for him.
Yeah. But saved up 8 arrows to be able to finish off Vitreous and just pick up a heart container. And a crystal. Nicely done there by tstew.
All right, and Vex heading straight into Meyer as tstew leaves. Also finding out he'll be... Well, I guess he may or may not be bummed out that that Ether Medallion ended up not being valuable.
Yeah, meanwhile we're seeing tstew looks like gonna head up to Pyramid Fairy, which was locked behind Meyer and Skull Woods. And then, yeah, maybe might see tstew head down into Swamp Palace. We'll see.
Still interesting to see this over a fully clearable Turtle Rock. Although I suppose tstew doesn't know that it's fully clearable. He hasn't seen the medallion requirement yet.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah, that does, from tstew's perspective, seem like a better play than Hookless Swamp.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, Hookless Swamp is...
But nastier things have happened.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could be there for sure, but when you still have... I don't know. The mountain, I suppose, I can see why the mountain is not super appealing to tstew right now. He doesn't have Hookshot for Hookshot Cave. He doesn't know what the medallion requirement is for Turtle Rock. He's got 3 checks on the pyramid. Why not clean these up real quick?
Yep, and checking out what we get, just a bee in the bottle.
An absolutely worthless pyramid trip. Ugh, that hurts. And yeah, chat pointing out that neither of our runners know this yet, but that confirms it is either Hookless Swamp or the Green Pendant turn-in.
Oh, we got ourselves an interesting scene today, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh,
May you
mushroom, did we...
What's that old curse? May you live in interesting times.
Oh, I love it from viewer perspective, but from a runner perspective... Okay, mushroom. Mushroom was the answer.
Wow.
We all forgot about the mushroom. I'm sure someone in chat didn't forget about the mushroom. Kudos to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly kind of huge for tstew because, I mean, he's still going to clean up Catfish since he's over here, but now he just goes and clears Swamp Palace. He doesn't get to go mode it. Well, he may decide to gamble and go mode it, but he doesn't know what that medallion requirement is for TR. But then he saves himself a climb. Or rather, he evens out the number of climbs at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the only having one medallion, and we know Ether is in Fertile Rock. We'll see. Yeah, he's got some options in front of him.
Yeah, and he's going to go ahead and clean up King Zora as well, hoping to find a sword because you don't want to have to go into TR or into GT gambling on a sword there.
Yeah. So there is an old adage in the rando community, something like there's always a sword in swamp.
There always is a sword in swamp, except when there isn't.
Yeah, rando players can be a little bit superstitious, I've noticed. But yeah, we're gonna find out.
A good point in chat that in this particular seed, unless there are 3 swords in GT, there is almost certainly a sword in Swamp.
That is true, by process of elimination. So yeah, we are pretty close to full clearing the whole game, between our 2 runners anyways. And yeah, so VeXtopher does not have the mushroom marked on the tracker. I do not believe they've been over to do... Mushroom was in hammer pegs, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah, which, I mean, honestly might pull Vex into Hookless Swamp over clearing up that loop. I don't know, it's hard to say. Hookless Swamp feels so bad, but it also oftentimes pays off to just go to the dungeon that you need the thing for to find the thing.
Yeah, because if it is in there, then hey, you're already there and you can clear it out, but...
Swamp Palace is an especially bad dungeon to apply that thinking to, though.
Yeah, it just takes so long just to even open the door and get in and mirror out and pull the... It's a long, long process to get into Swamp Palace.
However, you know, given that you can route Purple Chest into Swamp Palace, seems much more likely that he'll do that first.
Yeah, that is a good point. Purple Chest turn in being just a quick hop away. VeXtopher deciding not to go with bombs, just going for some fighter sword spins, and
there is definitely a sword behind that shovel. Guaranteed, 100%.
you hate to see it. Or maybe you love to see it, I don't know. Depends on how much you like seeing other people go through pain in a randomizer. Well, there is definitely a sword in swamp this time. Behind a shovel or not.
All right, so 124-22-ish. tstew has hit go mode, even though he doesn't know it yet. He won't know until he climbs that mountain. All right, this is pivotal. Where does Vex go from here? That looks like Hookless Swamp.
Certainly isn't hammer pegs.
Or Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, right. Okay. They have completed Mire. Yeah, so Pyramid Fairy is available. And we'll see on tstew's side, is he going to go back in for left side? Nope.
No, absolutely not.
That makes sense in this position. You climb the mountain, at least figure out what you need, and then if it happens to be a medallion you don't have, then you head back out and look for it. But tstew not going to have to do any of that. So VeXtopher pulling out the flute, that's good. And heading over to 3. Alright, well this could still be something of a race. If Vex goes and picks up that mushroom and immediately flies over to turn it in with the flute, we'll be able to just go through and sword go mode Swamp Palace. We know they'll find a Master Sword along the way. And meanwhile, tstew will be, clearing out Hookshot Cave here, looking for Medallion. And then going into Turtle Rock. Yep, and VeXtopher taking a little detour over there to Graveyard Ledge. Not finding anything. And no, we have not seen the silver arrows yet.
And just to answer a question from chat, so in the standard hard mode that exists as a preset on the website, that is correct. There are no silver arrows. However, the tournament hard open mode is a modified hard item pool. Silver arrows are available. The bows are just non-progressive. So it's possible to find the silver arrows. You just also have to find the bow in order to use them. And Vex is going to go ahead and take that purple chest down before turning in the mushroom. Which is going to give tstew a little bit of extra time here to make his way through Turtle Rock. And because he is taking that purple chest down, he will likely be able to just mirror in front of Swamp, quick flute over to turn in the mushroom, and then mirror right back to it and head on in. And that is what he's going to do. So VeXtopher will be about to hit go mode as well. This race is extremely close. Vex will know he's in go mode, so this will be a go mode Swamp. Unless he'll make a couple checks on his way to look for a sword, but
yeah, but just picking up the things that were on the way, and I do believe it was the waterfall chest that had the sword for tstew. So
yeah, I think you're right.
Vex would most likely pick that up.
tstew not taking any chances on the keys. Gonna go ahead and grab the big chest. And with one extra key now, it'll be interesting to see if tstew does laser bridge looking for a sword.
Yeah, I mean, it's 4 quick checks, although I think both map and compass were on there, so...
I mean, if you do find one there, it's definitely saves time over doing Master Sword Silverless, but tstew saying no thank you, I'll head straight in.
tstew also using hammer strats. Takes out the first head. Nicely done.
Yeah, and we'll have the benefit of that Master Sword to just knock out the ice head with some slashes and an extra fire rod shot. And with this next check, VeXtopher will also be hitting go mode, and we'll just have Argus standing between him and Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, and speaking of Ganon's Tower, that is crystal number 7 for tstew. So I'm starting to see some numbers in the chat here. If you would like to put in a number to guess where the big key is in Ganon's Tower, now is the time to do that. You get internet points. They're not real points if you win. And if you don't win, then hey, you had fun and typed a number in chat.
7 for life.
So tstew entering Ganon's tower at 134.40. We'll see VeXtopher looking to be about a mountain climb behind. Mountain climb and a flute. And a boss fanfare. So I'm certainly tstew is in the driver's seat here, but yeah, the location of that GT big key could still make a pretty big difference. And of course, if we don't find another sword or silver arrows, then Master Sword Silverless Ganon is a thing, and it's not free. Oh, and there's that big key. So yeah, tstew looking to be in a very good position to win this.
Was anyone counting? Was that 6?
Oh, I wasn't counting. Would have been, I think it would have been 7.
Hey, I win. Yay.
Congratulations. Your points will be shipped to you at some point in the future. I promise.
This is going to be close. If VeXtopher does hope left, it is execution and a Ganon fall away. Though VeXtopher making the stop off in Hookshot Cave, just hoping for that sword.
Yeah, very much the right play. 3 quick checks. That sword saves a lot of time, especially without the silvers. tstew making its way through the gauntlet. Seeing a little bit of nerves in the boomerang throw in the opposite direction there. Certainly the GT climb is when you feel those nerves the most, I think. And yeah, VeXtopher, I don't think went to the right side first.
Well, if this is Dark Magician, he goes there next. And sure enough, there he goes. And some discussion in chat about whether or not runners have a potion. tstew almost certainly does not. I know Vex used his blue potion on Trinex, but I'm not sure if he refilled it when he got his hookshot. And that can certainly be a factor in Master Sword Silverless with no half magic.
Yeah, both runners do have the lamp, thankfully, so hopefully they won't need that refill on the Ganon fight. If they can get off the torch glitch, it helps quite a bit.
Still opening chests on the way, hoping for that sword or silver arrows.
Yep. Just one more chest left.
Ooh, tstew taking oop from the worm.
This race is getting a little bit closer.
Still about a minute difference between our runners here, but stuff can happen.
And yeah, it looks like it is going to be Master Sword Silverless Ganon.
Oh, you had powder. Why didn't you just powder the anti-fairy? That's rough.
Oh, man, that hurts. Oh, I feel so bad for VeXtopher.
Yeah, that's a tough room to try to get a health refill in. There's just so many moving parts, and you're on ice, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah. Well, tstew making pretty quick work of Aga 2 there.
Yeah, and that it certainly doesn't seal anything. A Phase 4 fall or death on Ganon, late Phase 4 fall or death could certainly still tighten this race back up, but that is a tough death to take at the end of the gauntlet there.
Yeah, for sure. Again, at least taking some friendly positions. And tstew down to 4 hearts already, so gotta be careful here.
All right, Vex back up to land mode 2.
And I just saw tstew does have a blue potion in a bottle, so just going. Oh! Didn't get a chance to use it. So that hurts a bit, but
yeah, and not gonna take any breaks to go refill. So
yeah,
it's gonna change the strategy here on phase 2 for tstew.
Yeah, it also changes the patterns that Ganon is going to warp around in. So probably not enough to make a difference, but if we see another death or another fall, then it could matter. Yeah, tstew, drink that potion now. Has Ganon up here in the corner, which is a good spot to be. Gets in a lot of sword spins, but not quite enough to get into the next phase. Yeah, tstew playing very cautiously now, but still taking that Firebat hit. Ooh, one more. tstew. He's cutting it real close here.
Yeah, being able to use the cape to hold onto the wall, get free dodge on those bats. Fortunately, as far as the risk of getting hit, we're through the hardest part of the fight, although without silvers, it's certainly not free.
Yeah, tstew playing cautiously here. We'll see. Oh, arrows were in Swamp Palace on the left side, I'm sure.
Of course they were.
But getting the torch glitch and just needs, what is it, 24, I believe? Master Sword Spin.
That's right, yep. Nice setup on that triple. Ganon is being pretty cooperative on those downward warps to allow tstew to get the triple setups using the lamp. And far enough through the fight now that he looks like he's considering, using the fire rod to get the triples on the top of the arena. And with Vex now in the Ganon fight, one little boot from a fire bat, and we'll have a lead change.
Yeah, this race isn't over until it's over. tstew slowly and steadily working his way down. Hits on Ganon. I haven't been keeping count, but it's getting close.
That was a scary one. If you time the torch lighting correctly, Ganon won't spit a fire bat, and tstew missed the timing a couple lights ago, and fortunately got out of the way in time. And there it is. Get your GGs in chat, tstew.
Yep, tstew, assuming he crosses this bridge, will be our winner in a very close race.
And there it is with an official race time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 41 seconds. tstew takes the win in this race against VeXtopher and will advance to 2-1 record in his group.
Well, that was a fun seed. That turned out to be really pretty close. Both runners in the Ganon fight at the same time at the end there.
That certainly was a seed.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can maybe get both of our runners here for a little post-game interview in just a moment. But we have VeXtopher on Phase 4 of Ganon, going through all of the Master Sword spins. And yeah, still being conservative, sticking to the lamp, not wanting to use the fire rod quite yet.
Nice clean fight from Vex so far.
Yeah, I didn't time the Ganon's tower death, but it certainly seems like that is the difference in the race here, or wound up being the difference.
Yeah, it's... Man, this was an incredibly close race. There were a lot of little things that could have swung it either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Vex, please. Okay.
Ooh.
And just a few spins away. All right, get your GGs in chat for VeXtopher. and crossing the bridge at an official race time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 28 seconds. GG's to both our runners here. And it looks like we will be joined momentarily by tstew. And there he is. GG's, tstew.
Hey, tstew, GG's.
GG's.
So I'm not sure if we're going to get VeXtopher to join us here, but yeah, tstew. Oh, I see VeXtopher in the setup room.
But yeah, tstew, how'd you feel about that one?
I wasn't really that sure whenever I was there. I had to do pretty much everything.
Yeah, that's fair. We're also joined in the booth here by VeXtopher. VeXtopher, GG's.
GG.
GG's, Vex.
Yeah,
GG's.
GG's Vex.
There were quite a few moments where it was extremely difficult to tell who had the lead.
I'm very surprised by that. I played really, really bad after I found the mirror. I was so tilted. It was really bad. Like, I played so bad. I don't think I've died in the gauntlet for I don't know, months and months.
Yeah, I mean, and what's interesting is, because you found you were late to the mirror, you already had the mitts, and so you looked to be saving yourself a trip up the mountain. When you headed up there, it just so happened that that tstew, you managed to grab the hookshot and get yourself in. You didn't know you were in go mode because you hadn't checked the TR medallion yet, but got yourself in go mode and were able to go straight from Turtle Rock into GT.
Yeah, I got the hookshot really late too because I did a whole bunch of I couldn't just leave Graveyard Ledge. I had Graveyard Ledge and all my mirror checks were so spread out, and so I was looking at my tracker and I was like, man, this is really gross. And I either had to make a really good guess, but then the keys player in me said, all right, go clear the cleanest line you can and stop when you get the item. So I did that, and it didn't pay out because it never does in open.
I mean, interesting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, tstew.
Yeah, it was just that this really wasn't on the way for a while.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because I can totally understand how you felt behind to the hookshot, but you really weren't by that much, right? Especially since you had already full cleared Turtle Rock, and tstew still had that in front of him. So you were pretty close going into GT.
Yeah, from a viewer perspective, it was a really interesting race to watch because you were kind of on the same path for a while, but then I think it was the mirror in Eastern Palace that really is when you really started to diverge, and then made your way into Ganon's tower pretty close at the same time.
So one of the things we were discussing sort of earlier on in the race was on both sides, Lumberjack went unchecked for quite some time, despite having pretty early access to Aga Tower and the boots. What was the sort of thought process behind not making that check?
You say Lumberjack?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, originally? I don't know.
Just doesn't exist. That's fair enough. Yeah.
I didn't really want to think about it until I really needed to. I didn't have a cape. It's and I only had the one sword, so I was kind of I'm not gonna check it right now. I checked it later, right, when I went up the mountain finally, but I don't know. It didn't feel important until I kind of get a feeling. How's that? I don't know how else to say it. I get this feeling inside, should go check Aga.
Yeah, I probably should have checked it when I went up the mountain, but I just completely forgot about it, and then I didn't really have another good time to go do it. It was just too far out of the way to make sense.
That's super fair.
So you probably did Swamp with Mirror and Hookshot pretty early. You probably did Swamp pretty early, huh?
No, Hookshot was technically my go mode too. It was the last item I needed.
Oh, gotcha. I was just wondering how long you had Master Sword for.
Yeah, I mean your routes really converged towards the end. Vex, you were a few minutes behind tstew going into Swamp, but then tstew had to still clear Turtle Rock when he made his way up the mountain. So you got Master Sword. The only dungeon that tstew had Master Sword for that you didn't was Turtle Rock.
Gotcha. That doesn't really matter too much except for Trinex.
Right on. Well, any other thoughts from either of you?
Give me keys. Well, keys. Any keys.
Right on. We'll make sure to let Sahabot know.
Yeah, but GG's tstew. That seed was pretty gross, actually. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, GG's.